It's that time again. It's spooky season. It's gonna be great. We're gonna talk about the most scariest thing of all. Sex. Now, of course, sex is normal. Well, I'm guessing it's normal. But if people don't want to do sex, then, well, that's them. But in visual novels, there's a lot of H scenes in there, which is sex or more sex. But some visual novels are all ages. They don't include sex scenes, but most of the time visual novels will include age scenes. But let's say this. What if we take a genuine romantic story and a saucy amount of H scenes? What do you get? A match made in heaven. That's what we're doing for today's episode. For today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at a visual novel that not only combines a genuine, cute, and adorable romantic story, and adding that in with some of the most sauciest, detailist, and delicious H scenes you could possibly imagine. I'm going to regret saying that right now. Anyways, let's talk about Marshmallow All the Way Home. This right here is Marshmallow All the Way Home, a romantic slice of life visual novel exclusively on the PC and was released back in July 28, 2017, developed and published by Marmalade. Now I've heard about this visual novel for a long while now, and I can't wait to finally talk about it with you guys. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the visual novel. The story is about a young man named Ryo Miyahara who is living homeless due to a certain event that happened in his life. One day, as he wakes up, he meets a young woman named Cannon who helps him back up to his feet and offers him a job at her patisserie called the Marshmallow Tree, along with a place to live. There, Ryo will soon be able to meet all the heroines as he continues to spend his time working in the cafe. Of course, you got the cheerful Cannon, but you'll also meet short but very sweet Ushio, loud and honest JC, clumsy and kind-hearted Sasa, and flirty and teasing Raiha. You'll see how Miyahara grows as a person and find a new life within the shop, as each day becomes a fluffy and sweet day. I love this kind of plot. It's so simple yet has this extremely cozy feeling to it. But while you do get this cozy feeling from the story itself goes everywhere. Sometimes the story will get batshit insane and out of nowhere, or it will be emotional and really heartwarming. But sometimes it can be pretty off-putting, especially some points in the common route, where it feels really out of place, especially one storyline. But everything else in the story is really well done and executed nicely. There's not much for gameplay as it's your standard visual novel. There's barely any choices to make, and the only choice that you can make in the story is mostly for comedic effect. But the main choice you'll make is choosing which girl you want to romance. And honestly, I like this. It makes it easier to just straight up and choose which girl you like to romance first. Plus, after you're done with one route, you can unlock some extra side stories that are mostly there if you're craving for more H scenes. The art is absolutely gorgeous. It's so well drawn, colorful, and really adorable to look at. The art genuinely reminds me of something from a children's storybook, with how nicely drawn the characters all look. The designs of the characters are especially really adorable, especially the main heroines, and honestly, my favorite designs has to be either Raiha's or Ushio's. The designs really fit their character and make some fantastic reactions too. The background art is lovely as well. It's bright and well detailed, plus the chibi art is super cute to look at. To put it simply, the art for the novel is extremely well done. The writing for the novel is genuinely wholesome. The comedy is hilarious at a lot of the scenes, and mixing that in with the reactions and perfect timing of some specific moments, it is executed so well that you'll just laugh really hard in some of the scenes. It has tons of fantastic romantic moments that are so adorable and sweet, and you can't help but smile. It's incredibly cute how Ryo and the heroine you date become so lovey-dovey. It shows how strong the relationship the two of you have become. But holy fuck, these heroines are incredibly horny for you. Like, I'm not even joking, a lot of the writing makes it seem like they're hungry for you. Like, legit starving in order to fill their sexual needs. It's pretty crazy how horny these girls get once you start dating them. But I'm not complaining, just please keep it coming. The voice acting is especially well done and extremely lively. Each of the heroines' voices really fit their personalities so goddamn well. I really gotta commend the VAs how well they did their voices, especially in some specific comedy moments. Here, take a listen to the voice acting.
ありがとう。いただくね。おいしい。宮原くん、また腕を上げたね。前よりコクと深みが出てるよ。社長さんが頑張ってくれてるからね。値段は変わらず、ワンランク上のを提供してくれるようになったんだ。
まあ、実際どこまで回りきれるかって問題はあるけど、夢が広がりんぐっすね。
そこは大丈夫。自分が認めた人にはバカみたいに甘いから、あの人。うざいから電話したくないけど、凌駕したら話が長くなるよね、多分。何気に気に入ってるっぽいし。ありがとう。それじゃあ、これが告白として成立したっていうことでいいよね。なんで ?JC が元凶か。そういえば、ここが先輩のお部屋なんですよね。物語に出てくる屋根裏部屋みたいですね。今にも魔法使いがかぼちゃの馬車を用意してくれそう。
おーい、宮原おめえよ、やるじゃねえか。いいぞ。そうやって自分で仕事を見つけて店のために動くのはいい心がけっつうか、マジ点上げだわ。
The music is fantastic. Again, it really feels like you're reading a children's storybook, especially with the instruments they are using for the music. It's lighthearted and playful, but it can be worrisome and sad, while the main theme of the novel honestly feels like something from a music box. It's cozy, and it feels warm to listen to, and fits with the heartwarming and dreamy atmosphere of the novel. Here, take a listen to the music. Now let's talk about one of the defining things about Marshmallow. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about the sex scenes. Because Jesus Christ, I may be afraid of a lot of things, but this one takes the cake, because honestly, anyone can be afraid of sex scenes.
Whoa!
So one of the most well-known things about Marshmallow is the H scenes. Why, you may ask? Because it takes a goddamn long time to finish the scene. I'm generally not joking when I say this. They are very long, no pun intended, but it does drag on for a long time. Like, I just want the story to continue already. But damn, these sex scenes get freaking hot as hell. The scenes are also extremely well detailed. It's no wonder why Marshmallow is known for its H scenes. But I'll admit though, that the art does look really fantastic in some of these scenes. And I won't lie, it's really beautiful how artistic and colorful these scenes are. If you ignore all the sex. But it does show how fucking thirsty these girls are for you. You can't skip it though, or you can be like me and watch the 8 scenes play out in my family's living room. You can also do that. Alright, let's go over the routes and the characters. Now Marshmallow has 4 routes to go through, each with their own story. So let's quickly take a look at each one and see what they have to offer. First off is Cannon's route. Her route mostly focuses on Cannon's past. You'll continue to learn more about her past as Rio continues to help her out with the shop and spend more time with her. Of course, that also means that Cannon will slowly start to fall in love with you, but as soon as the two starts to become much more closer together, a situation soon arrives that can not only ruin the relationship between Cannon and Rio, but also ruin Cannon's shop, Marshmallow Tree. Next is Ushio's route. Her route is much more simple and cozy, and it's mostly focusing on the growing relationship between Ushio and Rio. As the relationship continues to grow, Ushio wants to solve Ryo's problem with being able to eat sweets, as he can't. So she wants to develop a cake that will not only change Ryo's view on sweets, but allow him to be able to enjoy eating cake. Although, just be warned that apparently some people don't like how the MC treats her, because, well, she is short but hey, more for me. Next is Sasa's route. Once again, her route is much more simpler and cozier, but it's also pretty damn funny. Pretty similar to how Ushio's route goes, as it focuses on how the relationship between Sasa and Ryo develops and soon they fall in love. Sasa writes and creates children's books, and suddenly reaches a writer's block that causes her to stop coming up with good ideas for her story. So it's up to Ryo to be able to help her get back on track. Finally, we have Raiha's route, and oh boy, this one is interesting. While it does focus more on the relationship of Raiha and Ryo, there's one more theme that separates itself from the other three routes. This route focuses on a friends with benefits relationship, which is really interesting. You'll get to see how Raiha and Ryo will handle this type of relationship, but you'll soon realize why Raiha only wants to pursue this type of relationship, and it's something that she believes can change. Each route has its own situation each heroine has to deal with, but the drama on the routes doesn't get that serious, except for two routes. Canon's route has some drama that is completely off-putting and turns the route into Metal Gear Solid, and doesn't even fit with the cute and cozy novel. Same goes with Raiha's. The friends with benefits part of the route is one of the more tiring and annoying parts of the visual novel, because you can see that she wants to pursue an actual relationship, but she can't because of family issues. While you can't understand the situation she's in right now, there's many ways to fix it and make the relationship work. But besides those issues, each route is extremely enjoyable to read. It's chock full of wholesome and warm romantic moments that really bring in the cozy atmosphere of the novel. Again, reading the entire visual novel generally feels like you're reading a children's storybook, if you can ignore the delicious spicy content that is. I love how it explores some of the character's past along with its character development. It's a really nice thing to see how far your favorite heroine grew as a person, either trying to find inspiration for a children's story or helping you regain the sensation of how it feels to eat a sweet treat. It's a very warm feeling once you reach the end of the route, as it delivers a satisfying conclusion to each heroine. Plus, there's side stories for each heroine that you can explore and read in case you need more of the sweet and spicy content. Ryo is generally a great character. Of course, he's not perfect, he finds it hard to read the room, he's pretty oblivious when it comes to remembering the past or recent moments, and he says things without even thinking twice. But besides those issues, he's a really kind person within. He wants to be able to support each heroine and allowing them to grow more as a person, and you can tell that he genuinely loves the heroine he dates. He's been through so much pain in his childhood, living almost his entire life as an orphan. As you continue to read, you'll learn more about the situations he went through as a child, comparing what happened in the past to now. This alone makes everything up. Waking up, working at a cake shop along with his friends and lover, it makes him feel thankful his life slowly turned around, and he doesn't want it to be ruined. So, he continues to do his best to be able to show his love and support to the girls. Like I said before, the romance and comedy is really the heart of the novel. It's executed very well and it can get over the top pretty quickly. Again, these girls get incredibly thirsty for you once you start a relationship with them, but I'll admit, it's generally really cute to see them like this, knowing that they can't hold on much longer. It's just too cute. And the comedy once again has some fantastic moments that you'll laugh hard, especially in the ones that are pretty unexpected. The themes are also well executed, especially in the routes that focuses on those themes. It's simple but it's understandable why they're here in the first place. Some of the best themes is from Sasa and Raiha's route. Sasa's route focuses on her getting a writer's block for the first time, and how she is absolutely uninspired with creating a new story. But Raiha's is a bit more drama based, as it focuses on her and the difficulties of living in a rich and strict family household. Canon's route has a tiny bit of drama that focuses on living in a family who only cares about themselves rather than the dream of someone in their family. Each theme is great and really fits with the personality of the heroine, so I'm glad they were able to execute the drama and the themes greatly. Now, who do I consider the best girl of the novel and which heroine has the best route? For me, I consider Sasa's route to be the best route, in my opinion. I absolutely love the wholesome romance between the two, since Sasa herself is absolutely in love with Ryo, and her love for him is strong, like really strong. But I also love how passionate she is in the route, especially with trying to become a good writer for children's literature. She's so motherly, cute, hilarious, and really wholesome. Her VA did a fantastic job voicing her, and mixing that in with the writing for Sasa, it's a match made in heaven, especially with how wacky the writing for Sasa's character gets. And for best girl, I consider Ushio to be the best girl. Yeah, short girl for the win, woo! Anyway, I love her because of her writing and VA. Her writing makes her to be such a sweet and caring person who loves to support people and help them out when they need it. How proud she is in making cakes, how genuine she feels when she falls in love with Ryo. Her cute romantic moments and the way her route plays out, I just absolutely love her. She's such a fantastic heroine that would be a great future wife. Also, can I just say this? Where the hell is JC's route? JC is such a fantastic side heroine with an absolutely strong personality. I honestly can't believe Marmalade never gave her a route. She would have been a perfect heroine to date. Just imagining how insane and wacky her route can be, just the ideas alone has so much potential. But sadly Marmalade never gave JC a route, which I wish they did, but oh well. Marshmallow All the Way Home received overwhelmingly positive reviews, with some readers praising the characters, the comic route, story, comedy and drama, writing, and music, although some criticized the long H scenes, early romance development, and the routes. Now, what are my thoughts on this visual novel? I absolutely loved it, and I was completely surprised by how I started to love this novel as I continued reading. It's full of emotion and surprises, it's poppy and relaxing, it's wholesome yet spicy, the quirky and fast-paced comedy, the beautiful art style of the novel, the fantastic voice acting, the well-developed themes, great writing, the cozy story, how the novel presents itself like a children's storybook, and yes, even the deliciously well-made, well-detailed H scenes. All the factors are what makes the experience of reading Marshmallow absolutely unforgettable. It has so much charm and is brimming with tons of personality within the heroines and side characters. I just quickly fell in love with everything about it. It's not perfect, of course, as it does have some issues, but it's still such an enjoyable read. Marshmallow All the Way Home is a fantastic visual novel that is filled to the brim with so much charm. It's literally almost baked to perfection. This is a visual novel that you can't skip. It's both deliciously sweet and intensely spicy that you just have to see to believe. Even if you're not a fan of H scenes, the story and the characters and the many other things included in this novel will very much satisfy your reading by a lot. So please give this visual novel a shot. I promise you won't regret it, because in the end, you'll be craving for more of that sweet and spicy taste. Yeah, that's pretty spooky, right? I mean, of course, sex can be really scary. But either way, Marshmallow All the Way Home is honestly one of the best romantic visual novels I've read so far this year. It's fun, it's hilarious, yeah, of course, it's very spicy with its H scenes, but honestly, it's understandable why it's there, even though some of the girls are really horny for Ryo. There's not much I can do about that. But this was still a really enjoyable visual novel, and honestly, I recommend this to anyone out there who is interested in reading this visual novel. You are going to have such a great time if you choose to read this one, and you won't regret getting it. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Happy Halloween, and thank you so much for watching.